In this video, we're going to go through on Read Swastika 2024 End of Year Examination, Mathematics Paper 1, Booklet B. So let's get started on the first question. Question 16. Only listed the factors of 18 below. He missed out two factors. What are the two missing factors? Right, so we have 18, right? So 1 times 18 is equal to 18. Okay, I'm just going to make it like this. Okay, so we're going to list down every single thing, right? 1 times 18 is 18. Okay, can we do 2? Right, I think we can do 2. 2 times what? 9 is equal to 18. And then 3 times 6 is equal to 18 as well. So in this case, what is the missing factors? Missing factors is 2 and also number 6. Okay, all right, there you go. So the answer is over here 2 and 6. Alrighty. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 17. Okay, so what is the value of 64 minus 9 plus 11 divided by 5 times 2? So this is the order of operations, right? From left to right. First is two brackets, brackets. Then second is multiply or divide. And then third is add or subtract. Okay, so this is the order of operations. Just to give you a recap. So in this case over here, I'm going to highlight what we're going to do first. So in this case, it is the brackets 9 plus 11. So you're going to write down everything. 64 minus 9 plus 11, 20. And then we divide it by 5, multiply by 2. So what do you think is the next one over here? So the next one will be from left, the divide. Okay, so 20 divided by 5. So 64 minus 4 and then times 2. Okay, and then the last one, 4 times 2, right? Okay, because it's the only multiply or divide. In this case will be 54 minus 2, 8. And 54 minus 8 is 46. Yes, 46. And that's it. So that's the answer. 54. Oh, sorry. Why did I put 54? 64. Okay, so this should be 56. All right. The answer is 56 in this case over here. All right, let's move on to question number 18. So find the value of 7.8 divided by 3. Okay, so whoops, 7.8 divided by 3. We can do the workings, 7.8, right? And then we divide it by 3. Okay, so 7 we can minus 6, right? So this will then give us, in this case, 2, right? So 7 minus 6 will give us 1, right? As well. Then we have 1.8. Oops. And then we can minus 1.8, okay? Because we move on to the next decimal, which is something else, right? So we can minus 1.8, and there you go. That's it. That's the answer. So what gives you 1.8? It is actually 6 lah, right? 6 times 3 is 18. So in this case over here, so the answer to this is 2.6. All right. Okay, so the answer is 2.6. All right, that's it. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 19. So in the grid, draw a line parallel to AB passing through C. Okay, so you want to draw a line parallel to AB passing through CD. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to calculate the number of units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is like 6 squares long, and then this is 2 squares long, right? 2 squares long in this case, right? Make it smaller, a little bit smaller. Okay, so we also want to do C the same thing. So what we can do is we can actually draw. We have C over here, same thing, 6 squares. So these are a way to do this, and then 2 squares as well. All right, like this. And then you have your point. So your point over here is O. Ho. Right? Okay, and then you draw the line. That's it. There you go. So now what do I need to label? I think that's it, right? Yeah. Okay, so in essence, draw. So I mean, this one is just plain like this, and then whoops, plain like this. So, oh, okay, so draw. What do you call this? Straight lines from A to B, and measure number of squares, and this draw straight lines from A to B, and this will lead you to get the parallel lines. That's what you see over here. Okay. All right. Yeah, so usually this is what I do. Hin is highly accurate. Accurate. Okay, let's move on to question. Okay, so let me make this a little bit smaller. Draw straight lines. Can I? Yeah, that's one thing. Okay, let's move on to question number 20. Okay, even more cannot like this. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to question 20. Find the value of 4 out of 9 times 5. So 4 out of 9, and then we multiply this by 5. Okay, so in this case, it's the same as, right? It's the same as 4 times 5 out of 9. Leave your answers as a mixed number. Okay, 5, 5. And then I'm just going to put this thing over here. So this will then be equal to what equal out of 9, right? You guess 20, you're right. So what is 20 divided by 9? So we can do the calculation 20 and then we divide it by 9. So I see over here, right? So so 20, I think we can minus 18. Minus 18. Okay, and this will give us the remainder 2. And then this will also give us the answer 2. So in this case, let me make this 2 red, okay, and then make this 2 green, so that when you equal this sign, this will then become 2, 2, and then out of, yeah, 20 out of 9 is just 2, okay, and then you have 2 like this. There you go, that's the answer. Okay, so except the brackets. Oops, the brackets, remove and put this all black. Okay, that's it. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, question number 21. All right, so 3 volumes are given below, which is the smallest. Okay, so what can we do? Right, we have 1 liter, 33 milliliters, 1.3, and 1.4. So I think just convert to liters and milliliters, right? So yeah, easier lah. Okay, so at least we can see this easily. So for 1.3 liters is equal to 1.3 times 1000, which is 1300 milliliters, or okay, so zero point 0.3 lah, right? 0.3 is equal to 300 milliliters. So in this case, we know that 1.3 is 1 liter. So yeah, so this will then become 1 liter and 300 yeah, 100 milliliters. Okay, so this is basically 0.3 liters. Okay, all right, so we got this down. Okay, next one, 1.4. All right, so 1.4, sorry, 1/4 liters is equal to, you just multiply lah. 1/4 times 1000 is equal to 250 milliliters. So in this case, yeah, we're just gonna put the papipu 1 liter and 250 ml. Okay. So from here, which one is the smallest? The smallest is this one. So 1 liter 33 ml. There you go. So this is the smallest. Okay, so I'm gonna put this as bracket so at least you can see which one is which. Okay. Okay, looks good. Let's move on to the next one. Put this here. I'll put this here. Okay, so how much water is in the container shown? So count the now gaps: one, two, three, four. I'll just put the gaps. Okay, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Okay, so I believe this is 1 liter. Mm, okay, okay, 1 liter. So 10 gaps is equal to 1 liter. One gap, 1 liter, or 1000 ml. One gap is equal to 1000 ml divided by 10. Okay, and this will give us 100 ml. So how many gaps is this? This is 1, 2, 3. So 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 7 gaps is equal to 7 times 100 is equal to 700 ml. So the answer is 700. There we go. That's it. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 22. Pokemon cards. Gabriel had 340 Pokemon cards for sale. He sold 35% of them yesterday. How many Pokemon cards did he sell yesterday? So it's basically cards sold is equal to 340 times 35%, which is 340 times, and then we have 35 out of 100. Okay, and we can simplify this. All right. Okay, so let me just simplify this. So equal to 340 times. Oh yeah, yes, we can simplify this. Correct, correct. So in this case, we can cancel the 0 and the 0. Oops, the number line. Yeah, and then we can cancel the 10. Right, the 10 will then be divided by 5. This will become 2. Right, 2 in this case, and then divided by 5. This will become 7. So this is red as well. 7. Okay, so 7 out of 2. Then we can also cancel. I'm going to put green here. 2 cancel. And then we can cancel 34 to become 17. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So what would this become? 17 times 7. What would this become? 49 for 119. Okay, let me see. 17 times 7. Okay, then this will be 9. Put a 4 on the top. 17119 lah. Okay, there you go. 119. So that's the answer. 119. Okay, so the answer is 119. Okay. All right. That's it. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 23, part A. So Peter is standing at point A, facing north. He makes 1/4 of a turn clockwise. Then he turns through an angle 135 degrees in anti-clockwise. Which direction is he facing? Okay, so you have north. Okay, and then I'm gonna put here like this, east. All right. Okay, so east. And then we have south, and then we have north, south, east, and then west. Okay, so from here, the first one is 1/4 clockwise. So 1/4 clockwise is this, right? So 1/4 clockwise. Okay, so this is the first turn. Then he turns through an angle of 135. So 90 degrees is equal to straight, like I mean, this okay, 90 degrees is a right angle turn, and then 45 degrees is a half a right angle turn. So and then 135 degrees is equal to one half right angle turn. Okay, so from here, let me make this a little bit closer to this, like this, I guess. So one quarter clockwise, right? And then, yeah, I'm gonna put like this. And then the other one is one and a half. So this and this. Okay. Oh, no, no. So this put over here. This is anti-clockwise, right? So I'm gonna put this in red. So I'm gonna put here and put this in red as well. So 135 degrees anti-clockwise. Wise. Okay, so that means he's northwest over here. So I'm gonna write down here as northwest. Okay, so that's it, right? Northwest sounds like a baby's name from Kanye West. Okay, all right, let's move on to B. So B says complete the symmetric figure with XY as the line of symmetry. Okay, they actually removed the whole line of symmetry, so I'm just gonna draw it out. So this is what it looks like, the figure itself. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're just going to point to the next one, and then yeah, just draw it accordingly lah for the line of symmetry. That's what you see over here. Same goes to this. Okay, so just two rectangles. There you go. That's the answer to this. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, question 24. So I have to put this over here. Okay, so that at least this is in line. Okay, so question 24. A tank was completely filled with water for a water ration exercise at 1 p.m. The line graph shows the volume of water in the tank from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. What was the capacity of the tank? So over here at 1 p.m. So what's the capacity? So we need to look at the gaps. Oops, gaps. So the gaps over here, we have two gaps, one and two, right? So that means in this case, two gaps, it's very big, is equal to 20, right? And then from here, one gap is equal to 20, and then we divide it by 2, to give us 10. Okay, so from here, we know that one gap is 10, and then here, I think they show the answer. So we're just gonna put like this, red, and this is 90 liters, black. There you go. All right, 90 liters. Okay, so in this case, the answer is 90. Okay, at what time was the tank one third filled? Okay, so 90 times one third is equal to 30 liters. So which one is 30 liters? 30 liters is 6 p.m. Over here, if we draw the line in between 30, oops, not 5 p.m. actually. I get it wrong. And then, oops, so this is 30 liters. Okay, like this. 30. So that means it's number 5 p.m. Number 5 p.m. It's not a number, it's a time. Sir, sir, it's time. So the answer to this is 5 p.m. 5. Okay, and I'm gonna put this like this. Okay, so it's 5 p.m., sir. Okay, let's move on to question 25. Kaming, Ray, and Hassan shared a box of stickers in the ratio 5, 9, and 3. Ray had 32 stickers more than Kaming. How many stickers did the three boys have altogether? So Kaming, Kaming has, I'm just going to put a capital K. We have 5 units. Right, Ray is equal to 9 units. And then Hassan has 3 units. So Ray had 32 stickers more. So Ray more difference. Ray and Kaming difference is 32 stickers, right? And then I'm gonna copy this. Oops, why is it not copied in units? Is equal to, so Ray and Camming, 5, Ray and Camming, 9 minus 5. This will be 4 units. Okay, so in this case, 4 units is equal to 32. 1 unit is equal to 32, and then we divide it by 4. This will give us 8. All right, so now I'm gonna push this to, then we have total units is equal to 5 plus 9 plus 3. So this is 17. Yep, 17 units. So that means 17 units is equal to 17 times 8. And what would this give us? 7 times 8 is 56, 136. Let's double confirm with the working. 7 times 8. Right. And then 7 times 8 is 56. Yes. 6. And then put 5 on top. Nope. 5 on top. 1 times 8 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. 136. So the answer to this is 136. There you go. Whoops. 136. Whoopie doo. Pretty cool. Okay, let's move on. Okay, 26 over here. The below is made up of 11 identical cubes. The side is as shown below. That's what you see. Oh, side. Okay, they've drawn the side for us. Great. Okay, what is the front view? Okay, so let's draw the front view. Gonna use red. So I'm gonna number them. We have 1, then we have 2, right? And then we have 3. Always like numbering them. And then we have 4. Okay, and then we have 5 and 6. 5. And we have 6. And then we have 7. So we are expecting 7 cubes in the front view. So this and this. Okay, so it's basically this one, right? 1. Okay, and then let's make it like this. Okay, 1. And then we have 2. Okay, and then we have 3 and 4. And then we have 5 and 6. And then we have 7. So let's see over here. There you go. Not the best looking one, but it look like this. Okay, next one. Find the greatest number of unique cubes Gopo can add to the solid without changing the front view and the side view. Oh, interesting. Okay, so for the side view, what can we add to make it like what do the yeah, to make this view? So let's put the side view. Okay, to create the side view, so we just need 1, 2, 3, 4. So in essence, we can put this. Okay, so what I did was to create another cube as what you see over here. Okay, so what we want is to have the side view first. So we have one cube like this, and then another cube like this, right? And then another cube like this, and then another cube like this. Okay, so in total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cubes, right? So in this case, 4 cubes added, we will get the side view. So side view added will be 4 cubes. Okay, so we got the front view. Okay, is it the same with the front view? Oh no, the front view cannot. So like this, right? Because the front view must be this. Okay, so to be honest, it's just one. Okay, so in this case, the answer is just 1. Yep, 1 over here, right? 1 cube. I'm just gonna put the cube like this. Wee. Whoa, wee. Okay, one cube like this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it lah. I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, I guess yeah, one cube. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, over here, question 27. Okay, it says here ABCD is a square of side 12 centimeters. Okay, so this and this curves 12 centimeters. Okay, so we have 12, and then we also have 12 as what was said over here. Okay, next one. It is formed from two rectangles ABDGE. This whole two rectangles over here. F is a point on AB and G is a point on BC. Okay, what about H? Don't leave H alone. All right, so find the area of EFGH. Okay, so I'm going to share with you something. The answer to this question is basically EFGH, right? So there are two what call these are triangles. So it's basically area of EFGH is equal to half times 12 times 12 is equal to half times 144, or okay, 6 times 7, 6 times 12 is equal to 72 centimeter square. There you go, that's the answer. So simple. Yes, it is. Why do you think it's so? Why do you think it is? So first, I think we just want to share with you that an area of a rectangle and an area of triangle where the base is equal to the length of the what do you call this, the triangle itself, right? Yeah, pretty straightforward. I would say is that area of rectangle is base times height in this case, or length times breadth, and then area of triangle is half of base times height, which is basically base of triangle. So therefore, any area of triangle that has the same height and base of a rectangle or cube is not cube, a square is just half of it. Okay, so if I were to make this maybe smaller, oops, make this not rectangle but a square, doesn't really affect that much. So we say square. So area of triangle is half time base times height. So area of square. Okay, so now you might be thinking, what if? So let's put the example over here, right? So let's imagine that there's two equal rectangles and then triangle doesn't look equal-ish. So the base is the same, right? So base is just 10 centimeters, right? In this case over here, right? And then the height is also 5 and 5. So the area of square, okay, pretty straightforward, is just 10 times 10. So 10 times 10, which is 100 centimeters square. The area of the triangle A, so A over here, right, is half times base times height. Okay, so it's basically 10 times 5, okay, perpendicular, 25 centimeters square. What about B? Is half times base times height, same also 25 centimeters square. So now the area of two triangles is you add them up, 25 plus 25, it becomes 50 centimeters square. And the thing is that the area of a rectangle is 100 centimeters square, like we've calculated. Therefore, the area of rectangle 100 is basically half of the area of the rectangles. So the combined area of the two triangles is half of the area rectangle. Then you might be thinking, oh, it's because it's half and half, that's why lah. But, let's say the height and the base, the height is different, base is the same because we want to make it a bit constant. But the height, let's make it, 3 and 7. Okay, so even more odd numbers. And then if you were to calculate, area of triangle A is basically half times 3 times 10. So this will then become 15 centimeters square. And the area of triangle B is 7 times 10. So half times 7 times 10 is 35. And we combine these two areas together, it is 50 centimeters square. The area of rectangle is the same. Therefore, area of triangles combined together is half times area of rectangle. So no matter what the height is, right, you could see that the area of the triangles is always half of the area of rectangle. Okay? Mind shocking. Whoa, boom, boom, boom. All right. Therefore, for this area of what do you call these triangles, EFGH, right? It's just two triangles. So you just say half times 12 times 12 is actually 72 centimeters square. Hopefully that makes a lot more sense to you. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 28. So it says here the figure is made out of two identical squares overlapping each other. The overlap part forms a shaded square with an area of 49 centimeters square. Okay, find the parameter of the figure below. So it says here that the overlap part, this thing, forms a shaded square. So we know that the shaded square is equal to 49 centimeter, and then you put a square over here. Okay. Oops. All right. Okay. So that means what's the length of shaded square? So we know that shaded square area is 49 centimeters. So we also know that shaded area is equal to length times length. So number that multiply by itself. So if 7 times 7 is equal to 49, right? So of or let me make it visually right easier to understand. 7 times 7, that means length of shaded square is equal to 7 centimeters. Okay, so we got that down. So we know that this is 7 centimeters. Okay. All right. Okay. Whoop beep boop beep boop pop pop 7, and then we have also 7. Okay. There you go. Okay, I'll just put 7 like this. So find the parameter of the figure over here. Okay. So the thing is that, all right, so it's not really clear on this question, but it says here there is this two lines over here, right? 1 and 2. Okay. So, whoops, I'm just going to draw another line here. So that means these two things are equal, right? Otherwise, I don't think, yeah, I'm assuming this is equal to make this question easier to do, because otherwise it's not really easy to do. So now we know that 7 centimeters and 7 centimeters is one length of the, I would say, so this is overlapping. Okay, so bigger square length is equal to 7 plus 7 equal to 14 centimeters. Okay, so now can we calculate the, what do you call this? This thing over here, this parameter of the figure. Okay, so in this case, we need to just calculate how many sides there are that is exposed. All right, so we have 7. Okay, and then we have, I would say, this is 14, this is 14, this is 14. So we have 6 lah, right? So I'm gonna put this like this. So I've drawn all the arrows as what you see over here. So then we just get the parameter lah. Okay. So which in this case is 14 times 4 plus 7 times 4. So 14 times 4 plus 7 times 4. Okay, so 14 times 4, this should be 64. No, 4, 5, 56. Plus 7 times 4 is 28. Okay, and what would this give us? 84. So the answer is 84 centimeter. Okay, so yes, I assume that they put the two lines as what they see over here. Otherwise, it's a bit hard because from here it doesn't really state anything to say that what the length of this is, because you can draw a smaller square and we still can't figure that out. Yes. Okay, let's move on to question 29. Okay, so Ali used 48 tacks to pin his drawings side by side onto a board as shown. How many drawings did he pin all together? So I'm gonna visually show you how many what do you call this uh, tags you need for an image. So one tag is for this image, then this image over here requires another tag, and then this image over here, right, requires another tag, which is, let me blue, and then let's say another image. Let me put an image. Is that a smiley face or heart lah? Let's put a heart. Let's put this as well, right? So in this case, we can also assume that this tag over here, right? This two this tag over here will also have an image over here. Okay, so then we are left with these two tags. Okay, so one image requires two tags. Okay, so we don't. So we need to. Yeah, we need to remove the last two tags to get number of images. Okay, in this case over here, right? We need to remove the last two tags to get a number of images. So this, so let me put this in red. So these two gone. We need them gone, sadly. Okay, these two tags we need to remove. So I will say remaining tag is equal to 48 minus 2. This gives us 46. Right, so two tags give us, right, one image, right? Then 46 tags, right? In this case, will just give us 46 and then divided by 2. Okay, and this will give us 23 images. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So the answer is 23 images or drawings, images, drawings. Okay, so let's put the word drawings. Okay, drawing and drawings. That's what I see over here. All right, that's it. Let's move on. Yep. To the last question number 30. So Sam kept some red pens and blue pens in bags A and bags B. Bag A contained twice as many pens as bag A. In bag A, 1/5 of the pens were red and the rest were blue. Bag B, 1/3 of the pens were red and the rest were blue. What fraction of the Sam pens were red? Okay. So thing is that we know, if I were to draw the model, right, it will look something like this, right? We know that bag A over here, right? Bag A contained twice as many as bag B, something like this. But the thing is that in bag A, 1/5 of the pants were red. And then bag B, 1/3 of the pants were red pants over here. Okay. So what we need to do is like 1/5. I don't know what is 1/5 out of these two blocks. And bag B is 1/3. So what we need to do is we need to get lowest common multiple of 5 and 15, right? In this case, so 5 and 3. Okay, so that we can actually split one unit into 15, right? Which is actually quite a lot. Okay, so we need to get lowest common multiple so that we can multiply multiply 1/5 and 1/3. Okay, so that means lowest common multiple of 5, 3 is equal to 15. Okay, that's it. So then we know that bag A contains 2 units, bag B contains 1 unit. So let's 1 unit is equal to 15. So in this case over here, all right, let me just put it like this. Okay, so that means bag A is equal to 2 times 15. This will give us 30, and then bag B is just 15, right? That's it. Nothing new. Okay, so from here we can actually do the red pens and green pens. Okay, so I'm just gonna cancel this out. That's what we see over here. Pop, 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 puppy, boop, boop, boop. Okay, so now it's just that we have bag A red pens is equal to 1/5 times 30, because 1/5 of the pens is red pens, so this will give us 6. Then bag B red pens, right? 1/3, and then we have 15. This will give us 1/3 of 15 is 5. So that means total red pens is equal to 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. Total pens is equal to 30 plus 15 is equal to 45. So fraction of red pens is equal to, in this case, 11 out of 45, right? 11 out of 45 over here. Okay, there you go. That's the answer to this. Okay, so I'm gonna put this a bit higher like this. Okay, so 11:45. That's about it. Okay, so that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what other things you want me to go through next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.